if you look at life as you in the middle, and imagine you've got this whole circle all the way around you, and it's a color spectrum. And right in the middle of that is the white light, is the pendulum that swings. So if you're just present, your being, that pendulum is still. So you're now experiencing the whole life in its entirety. So I'm going to move on now to the biblical scripture. So last week I was going through where it says you are God and you are Christ. And I shared a number of ones to back that up. Still gets met with resistance. So we'll skip all the different concepts. We're going to go straight to the feelings this time. So based on what you just heard from Anthony DeMello, watch how many of these things are so in sync. And yeah, the biblical text, there's so much in there. There's so much, but we have to go and get the answers. And it's not even the answers, it's to go and get more creation. And we can take what we can from it. And again, I encourage people. So I did this live last week, and I listened to it back with music on as a meditation. And it was like the words were vibrating inside me. It was like a true understanding. And one of the scriptures is the God and his only son, you become one, until you accept each other. So I realized the son is the soul. So when you take your senses out, closing your eyes, if you remove movement, you lay down in your bed, then because your body has no activity, there's no stimulation to the mind either. So the human experience just disappears. And then all you've got is your soul, which has a truth. So judgment can only come from the mind. So if you've already got that out, then all of a sudden, all these teachings, they do go through you and they stay. So I've realized that a lot of my learning from people like Anthony DeMello is book awareness. It's a must get. I would say it's my most recommended book. Conversations with God, which I'm going to share one to finish off today. Go and listen to them and let them ring through you, because the way it's delivered, for me, it goes straight to the soul. There's no maze to get around to impress or to allow to understand or to judge. It just goes straight in. So have a look how amazing some of these are. So again, I won't spend too much time on them, but I know that with what's going on in the world at the moment, and we always, it's like there's a real need to get answers, and there's a real need to know what's going on. If we zoom out of what's going on, what's happening in life, zoom out. What's going on in my life? What's happening in my life? What am I searching? Oh, truth. What is truth? Oh, it's a feeling inside me. This is the truth. It complements that. In fact, that gives us, like the movie that we're watching, it gives us enjoyment. It gives us suspense. It gives us like more questions to have answers. That's great, but is that what we're seeking completely? Because all that information is going to unravel itself. What does it leave you? Still confused completely. So when we start from within these basic truths, then all of a sudden what comes out, that word of attachment again, I then let go of attachment to all the different things that can, because I know we're already heading to God. And this is a big shout out. I don't think anyone will watch it, but they don't like my stuff or they challenged it. Listen to what Anthony DeMello's words are. At this moment, I've met you. So if you're not being yourself, your true self, or you're hiding something, or you're being deceitful knowingly, but you're talking the word, I feel it's not right. That's why we don't resonate. But forget me out the picture. If you're holding on to anything, if you're being deceitful, if you're being, I would even call it evil, if you're stuck in a bad system, if you feel like you can't do anything, like they're all elements of against God. The moment you can just drop that and try to figure out what is it, like underlining what is it, quite quickly you're in God's hands. So my encouragement is to really start knowing that God is real. There's messengers that are sharing the story and pointing people in the direction that can only come from you. But the first key part is within you. That's what you've got to accept and let go of. So And these are beautiful, again, confirming what we went on last time, that God lives within us. Look, and so we know and rely on the love of God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. A lot of these are from John again. This bit, he said exactly the same. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. Love is just a one light. It's a complete knowing. Any distortions in there, it's getting in the way. We love because he first loved us. Read those words yourself. And again, if you read, you'll hear me always speak the word we and our and us. And some people will comment, oh, you think you're in the club, or you think you're that by saying we. Well, if I'm on the work of God and I'm doing God's work, and if I'm now looking through God's creation, he's on my team. That is we, because if it's not we, then I'm not on their team. I'm not doing God. So when you start speaking through the eyes of other people, it's still a truth. If people are not willing to jump on that team, that's fine. But to know that we're all in this together, that's more powerful. And creation takes place when more than one person starts seeing it and experiencing it and putting it out into the world. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. All perfection. So to have God into your life, you have to have love. God is love. So to accept love into your life is you're accepting God into your life. So the love starts from in. Do you love yourself? Do you love your life? Do you love the people in your life? Do you love the choices that you're making at the moment? All these questions. The answer's simple. And if it's not the answer that you know is the truth, then you ask yourself, well, what is it then? Why am I holding on? And then you'll see instantly there's a fear somewhere. So coming back to you are God and we are children of God, rather than there's only one son of God and everyone else is just sinners. These are just like perfect. Look, see what kind of love the Father has given to us, that we should be called children of God. And so we are. The reason why the world does not know us is that it did not know him. So until you can start seeing love, you don't get this experience. It's there waiting for us to grab onto. The moment you know you're delivered, you're a present to this world, you're God's creation. That is an amazing foundation to start from. Same thing. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. So if you are love, you have to be you are God. Right? Love is a feeling, love is energy. It's heartfelt. Dear friends, let us continue to love one another, for love comes from God. Anyone who loves is a child of God and knows God. John again. So this is an amazing one. If I speak in tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of the prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith and can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all, I possess the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. How many things are we experiencing this now? And this comes back to, again, my experiences in the church. They're speaking all the right words, they've got all the right outfits on, they've got all the titles. In the spiritual world, they've got their singing bowls, and they've got their music playing, and they've got their Reiki, all the knowledge, all the certification. If they don't have love, then we have nothing. And this is why, again, simplify life down to love or fear. When you're now engaging with people, look at the first impressions. What's their energy like? If it's not from love, that instantly there's a choice waiting to be made. Do I still want to go ahead with, I'll give them the benefit of doubt. I promise you, you'll get a feeling that knows. And if you go against it after, the more in tune you are, you say, why did I even make that one? Then you get your teaching again. I was being nice, didn't want to upset them. I should have said something. Okay, well, how do I change it next time? He talked about moving mountains in his talk as well. And though I have the gift of the prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And that these two were both from Corinthians, literally in the same titles. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. So again, when I'm finding myself, when I'm really trying to search for answers and take meaning from my experience, I'm having all these, they are godlike moments. I feel the flow, I feel the energy inside me. I feel connections with complete strangers. Like I feel that space. And that's who seek me diligently. It's not like, where's God, where's God? It's like, this is my life. So I realized as well, the 4 soul questions that I ask: who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? And what am I grateful for? And people are like, what's your answer to who am I? I realized, because I ask myself those every day, who am I is like, well, who am I as my body? Who am I when I walk? Who am I when I sleep? Who am I when I meditate? Who am I when I'm on the beach? Who am I when I'm in the forest? I take a different experience each time. And it's getting really in tune. So when I walk now, I'll go down the stairs as an example. I'll walk on one block of stairs just on my little toe and I'm rolling my feet. Then I go on the inner toe. Then I try to spread my toes. I'm learning who I am as I'm walking. So, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. So this is when people get confused with Jesus Christ, who only loves my only son. Sun is the sun in the sky. There's only one sun there. That sun in the sky is an energy that comes down, which is a soul. That soul is within all of us, so that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. Our bodies, if we talk to it, we give it the right environment, we feed it with fuel, and soon when we have the education that comes back to us of what we are capable, watch how everything changes. Therefore, know that the Lord, your God, he is God, the faithful God who keeps covenant and mercy for 1,000 generations with those who love him and keep his commandments. So again, when people say, oh no, you're not God, the words are right there. Therefore, know that the Lord, your God, he is God, the faithful God. Can you see, people? It's so simple. My little children, let us not love in the world, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. So this is again words, actions, and thoughts. It's the actions that we pay attention to. People can speak a good game all the time. They can make promises. They can tell you that they love you, but are they being that person? And that's for me, a clear verse that we can use for this. Words can never point you to the truth. So let us not love in words, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. It's your energy how you show up each time. Then we talk about the fruits that God leaves for us. Watch this, and I'm going to show you how, again, they edit the scriptures sometimes to show you where they put a bit of fear in. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. Land, air, and water. So when we say love and all the words to describe love, look at them in here. From the Spirit, look, the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Simple stuff. Watch the difference of this one. Same thing, Galatians. Look. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. They change it. Throw in long-suffering. If you've got long-suffering, you're caught in time, which is in the mind. You take a teaching from the past, an experience that you felt suffering at that moment, but you don't carry it with you. So again, when you look at the scriptures, try to find a few different ones and you'll see 1 or 2 words changes everything. Keeping no record of wrongs is hitting me deep today. What great love to have that type of space to be in. Indeed. Thank you for sharing, Amanda. And love keeps no records of the wrong, which comes back to my thing about whatever people have done in their part, I don't know. If you continue to come into the flow of life with something that you are holding on to, something doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is yet, but if you keep doing it, I've got to cut that out. That's the example of it. But also what he said, keeps no records of the rights either. All the things that you did, and you hold on just to them because you haven't been doing that now. If we turn up each day, and then we set the intentions of how we show up, that's what the truth is. So this is another powerful one. It's not the best and clear. Jesus answered, the most important is, hear, O Israel, the Lord of our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and of all your strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. So this is the big teachings here, and a few of these like this. Look, a new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. So if the love always starts from within you, I can still have love for everyone that enters my world. But have I got the love as a relationship? I got to now do things. I'm not dependent on them. I can love that they come into it, and I can love myself, that I respect myself so much that I'm avoiding that path for now. It's not serving me. We don't resonate on certain things, but I have loved that you become teachers in my life. So you're going to start seeing more and more acceptance. And this is just, again, digging into this. But love your enemies, do good to them and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because he is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. So if you put out yourself, let's say that on these live videos, on the meditations, I'm giving a service, I'm putting out me. That's as pure and as spirit-like as I possibly can. If people have not experienced that, and people can say all the words that they want about me, and all the things that I believe in and I do, yet that's the truth for me. That's my service. So I can put that out, and even the word enemies, they're not my enemies. It's just the opposites in regards to God. That's the part for here. So it's to respect all. The respect, again, always comes from within yourself. That respect is protecting your energy. Paying attention to that intuition, because it'll tell you, don't go there. Stay away from that. Stay at home today. Let go of FOMO, fear of. Let go of that. And then there's a few nice ones to finish on here. So love is patient, love is kind, and love is not jealous. Love does not brag and is not arrogant, does not act uncommonly, it does not seek its own, it is not provoked, does not take into account a wrong suffered, does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Corinthians. Be rooted and grounded in love, comprehending with all the saints the breadth, the length, the depth, the height, the knowing, the love of Christ, which surpasses knowledge, that you might be filled with all the fullness of God. So I thought they were some really, again, powerful, simple teachings. And again, for me, an extra confirmation, a bit of a soul slap, some things to bring awareness to and implement, and to see what I'm learning from that one too.